If you're going to use shea butter in your name, then at the very least, it should be the biggest emollient that you have in your recipe. Hi guys, and welcome to WholeElise. I'm Elise, and today I'm going to see if I can recreate what was once considered one of the staple products of the natural hair community, Shea Moisture's Deep Conditioners. So to make Shea Moisture's Deep Conditioner, we're going to need water, cetyl alcohol, shea butter, castor oil, glycerin, olive oil, glycerol stearate citrate, cetyl alcohol, panthenol or B5, aloe vera juice, argan oil, avocado oil, hydrolyzed vegetable protein, glycerol caprolate, which is a preservative, carrot oil, kelp extract, vitamin E, dihydroammonium chloride, some sort of citric acid, another type of preservative, another preservative, and fragrance, which is an essential oil blend. Okay, so that's only actually the ingredients for this version of the Shea Moisture Deep Conditioner. This one, which I purchased previously at the same store, has a different set of ingredients listed at the back. Across both versions, these are all of the ingredients. Now that's a long list of ingredients, but don't worry, you can skip about half of them, although they won't tell you that. Check out WholeElise.com, where I break down all the secrets to your favorite products, along with the best ingredients to use on your hair and skin. You'll find full written recipes and tutorials, as well as links to where you can buy ingredients, all at WholeElise.com. So I'm going to make trial versions of each formula. If you've ever felt like these products weren't working as well as they used to, then you're about to find out why. For the first version of Shea Moisture's formula, we'll need 8 grams cetyl alcohol, emulsifying wax, 3 shea butter, 5 olive oil, 30 water, and 2 grams of glycerin. The other formula has less cetyl alcohol at only 6 grams, emulsifying wax but more shea butter, 5 grams of olive oil, 28 water, and more than double the amount of glycerin at 5 grams. To make your oil and water phase, pour the glycerin into the water. If this is your first time making deep conditioners, then you can check out my 2-part guide into making natural hair deep conditioning treatments. Click the card above. The biggest difference between these two formulas is that one has more fatty alcohols, where the other one has a higher amount of glycerin. But what does that actually mean in terms of the way that they perform? Glycerin is what's known as a humectant that attracts water to your hair. So if a product contains a lot of glycerin, it will literally pump your hair shaft full of water, and that's what causes it to swell, appearing thicker, more hydrated, as well as sometimes feeling more elastic. Cetyl alcohol, on the other hand, is what's known as a fatty alcohol. So unlike the drying alcohols you hear a lot about and you want to avoid, fatty alcohols have this really sort of silky feeling, and it also provides slip to a product. That slip factor helps so much when it comes to detangling tighter coils, and this is why you tend to find cetyl, cetyl, and even stearyl alcohol in a lot of products geared towards natural hair. Depending on your unique hair type, you're probably going to prefer one formula over the other. On the left we have the glycerin formula, and on the right we have the fatty alcohols. Once they've melted, combine by pouring in the water into the oil phase. You can already start to see a difference between the two, with the fatty alcohol appearing thicker. Because we're making such a small amount, you can emulsify with just a hand whisk and a little bit of elbow grease. Whisk until you have an even, thick texture. The cetyl alcohol took less than 2 minutes to firm up. The glycerin mixture also thickened rapidly, but it has a softer texture. So to really get a feel for the difference in formulas, I actually washed my hair using both versions. So on one side I used the one that had more glycerin, and on the other side I used the one that had more cetyl alcohol. Considering this is the finished result, I don't really feel like there's a significant visual difference between the two sides of my hair. However, I definitely did notice a difference in the formula when it came to applying. It was a little bit easier to work the formula that had more fatty alcohols. Of course, I mentioned that it's one of the ingredients that really gives that sort of silky and slip-like texture to products, so that would probably be why it was easier to work through my hair. While the glycerin formula didn't apply quite as smoothly, I would definitely say that it felt different on my hair. Like I could feel that my hair was slightly softer with the formula that had more glycerin. So some people do notice that there is a difference when they moisturize with oils and butter heavy products compared to when they use things that have a lot of bulking agents like fatty alcohols. A lot of cosmetic companies use fatty alcohols as a cheaper alternative to traditional oils and butters. If you think about deep conditioners, they're usually really thick and viscous. Fatty alcohols can be used as a bulking agent because it gives the illusion of a thicker and more moisturizing deep conditioner. Now they do also have natural emollient properties, so it's not as if they don't do anything by themselves, but they are also used to reduce the amount of expensive products like shea butter, mango butter, and cocoa butter. Even though both formulas make great deep conditioners, they're still not quite like the Shea Moisture that I remember. I mean, where is the original game-changing formula? That is the Shea Moisture Deep Conditioner that I'm going to make. Time for the main event, my attempt at the original good Shea Moisture Deep Conditioners. Good formulas don't require a bunch of ingredients, just a few good quality ones. Start by measuring out the water, glycerin, shea butter, conditioning emulsifying wax BTMS, cetyl alcohol, although feel free just to use one of these, castor oil, olive oil, vitamin B5, also known as panthenol, and a hydrolyzed protein. More on these two ingredients in a moment. I don't have any 10-year-old Shea Moisture Deep Conditioner containers hanging around, but there were still some key ingredients in the original formula that worked really well with your hair. The first is BTMS. Now, I've used this before on my channel. Essentially, it's just a conditioning emulsifier, but it has that oh so essential slip factor that works incredibly well when it comes to detangling. Now, for whatever reason, some of the newer formulations of Shea Moisture don't use BTMS, and instead they use this glycerol stearate citrate. It's not for me. I'm just going to stick with BTMS. I personally feel like it's a better emulsifier because it has that really great slip factor, and it also means that you can cut down on the amount of fatty alcohols that you use. Panthenol is vitamin B5 and it was used in both formulas. It's a great conditioning, moisturizing and anti-static agent. Its molecules are small enough to actually penetrate into your hair shaft, binding moisture, but it's also one of those ingredients that leaves your hair feeling soft and shiny and oh so smooth after you use a deep conditioner. Protein is another ingredient that I'm keen to use in this deep conditioner recipe. Now, if you have watched any of my other hair tutorials, then you'll know that I tend to use protein quite a lot. That's just because I have high porosity hair, so it's always good for me to top up on protein. Now, if you are protein sensitive or you're not necessarily looking for anything that's going to repair or strengthen your hair, all you'd need to do is to leave this ingredient out. And finally, for my version of Shea Moisture's deep conditioners, I'm going to make sure that there's enough butters and oils. If you're going to use shea butter in your name, then at the very least, it should be the biggest emollient that you have in your recipe. So I'm upping the butters and oils so that it's more in line with what you would expect of a natural hair deep conditioner. You always need to keep your water and oil ingredients separate until they're melted. So in a heat-proof container, combine your water and glycerin. For the oil phase, combine the shea butter, emulsifying wax, fatty alcohols and oil in a heat-proof container. Over a low, gentle heat, melt until completely liquid and then pour your oil phase into your water phase. Whisk until combined before transferring to a flat surface. Within a few seconds, you'll notice that the mixture has already begun to thicken. This is because there's more oils and butters compared to a traditional lotion recipe. Use an immersion blender to properly emulsify. Blending and mixing every now and again to ensure that it thickens evenly. You should have this wonderfully thick and glossy consistency. Now we can move on to preserving and adding in our active ingredients. Start by adding in vitamin B5, which is a powerful anti-static and conditioning agent. You can also add protein to give this deep conditioner hair strengthening and repairing properties. I'm using hydrolyzed wheat protein. These ingredients are optional. You can check out WholeElise.com for more substitutions and alternatives. To preserve, you can use a natural preservative like Preservative Eco, as well as an antioxidant like vitamin E oil to prevent the oils in the formula from going rancid. Depending on what you use, this deep conditioner will last between 3 to 6 months and won't need to be refrigerated. Mix thoroughly before transferring to a tub style or pump container for easy access. You know, I think if this tells us anything, it's that store-bought products can change at any given moment. If they change ownership or decide to go in a new direction, that can really affect how well the products work on your hair. but by understanding ingredients and formulations, you can ensure that you only make and use the best products for your hair. So check out WholeElise.com for more information as well as hair care and skincare tutorials, and subscribe for even more DIYs. This is officially my last video of 2020. Thank you guys so much for all of the support on my channel, and I'll see you in the new year.